Hi there, it's Sally from Rickety Snippets here, and today I'm going to make 3 hidden paper clips. So I'm using my scraps for this project, and I'm going to make 3 paper clips. So the first one is going to be a kind of patchwork of some of my scraps. The second one is going to have some tiny little pockets on it, and the third one is going to hold the dangle on the spine of my journal. So at the moment it's just got this horrible little regular paper clip. I really don't like it. I think it looks horrible. So hopefully we can make something a little bit nicer for it. So these are all my scraps. Let's get started with probably the easiest one is the one with the pockets on it. So I'm going to choose something from here to make the foundation for it. And all I need is something that's going to be wide enough to hold a pocket and deep enough to fold in half. So this could be quite a good one. Probably a bit thin. Let's go for this one. I've also uncovered this bit, so I quite like that bit. I might use that instead. But I want it to be probably about the same width as that. So I'm just going to cut that on the paper cutter. Okay, now I want to fold it and just decide what I want on the front and the back. Maybe like that. So I'm just going to fold it over like that. And then get my scissors, and then when I'm cutting the back, I just want to leave a little bit of extra paper at the bottom, so one side is longer than the other. And then I want another bit to go inside, so I think I'm going to use this piece. Is it the same? Yeah, it's about the same width. I might have to trim one of them a little bit. And then I just want that piece to be the same length. So I'm just going to cut that off there. And then I just want to fold this in the same place. So I'm just going to make a mark where the fold is in this one. Like that. And then fold it over. See how they sit together. That's not bad. This one's a little bit misaligned, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off of there. And then I would like to round the edges of these, so I'm going to grab my corner cutter and just take off those corners. And then I'm going to ink all the way around this top one and along the bottom of this one. And then I'm going to take this one that's going in the middle and fold it over, and then just put the paper clip on the top like that. It doesn't matter which way around they go. And then I'm going to put some glue all the way around the paper clip. And I'm going to tear off a little bit of washi tape and stick it over the paper clip. Like that. And then I'm going to put a couple of strips lengthways as well. There we are. So that does 2 things. It stops the paperclip moving around, but it also means that you can't see the paperclip quite so clearly through your top layer. So now I'm going to put more glue all over that side So right up to the edges. And then I'm going to take this one and fold the shorter side over it, like that. Because the paperclip sticks up in there, we now have one of these that's longer than the other. So I'm just going to trim off the bottom there, all that overhang. And then I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to do exactly the same here. So starting again by putting the glue all over the paperclip, and then putting some washi tape on the top. And then I can stick that down as well. So now I need some pockets for this. I quite like these flowery bits on this paper. If I want the whole thing or just a bit, I might make it kind of half and half there. So I'm just going to cut that down. Yeah, and then I might round the bottom of those pockets, or that pocket, that, and put a bit of ink around it. So that's one, and then on this side I might use this again, maybe that bit. It's quite nice. Let's use that. It's nice. I might just leave it square this time, or rectangular. Actually straight. Straightish. There we are, little tiny pocket on each side. I do love this collage paper because you get quite a different kind of pattern on each side. So now I'm just going to grab some bits and embellish the pockets. Okay, so that's the first one done. So just a fussy cut dragon on there, and I've cut out a couple of bits of ephemera to stick in the pockets, and on this one I've stuck a number, and on this one just a little bit of handwriting, and a round on there. But aren't they pretty? So that's that first one. So the next one I was going to create is the patchwork one. So I just need some bits of paper, and I'm going to just grab some kind of randomly really and just start tearing them up. So I'm going to do some strips, and I'm also going to kind of tear some more kind of random shapes like that. So I'll go ahead and do that. There we are. So I've got a nice selection of torn pieces now. So I've got strips, and then these kind of more random kind of curved shapes. And then all I'm going to do is just stick them to each other. So I'm going to put some glue along the torn edge here. And then stick it to the next piece. And I'm sticking it, a bit long this one, tear that off. I'm sticking it so that all of the jaggy edges are showing. So I'm covering up all the straight edges. There we are. So I stuck the strips down first and then stuck these more random shapes on top. And I didn't give it too much thought really. Just if the papers kind of go together in the first place, then you can just go for it and stick them wherever you fancy. And we're going to cut off all these jaggedy edges. and these straight edges here. So everything that we're going to use has got a jagged edge, but you could also do this with straight edges as well if you like, but I think it looks better when it's one or the other. So I'm going to cut this down with a craft knife because I find it quite hard to cut with scissors and get it straight when I've done this. So we could start with a straight edge there and then just cut this down, but of course you can use scissors if you want to. There we are. So we've got a nice bit of patchwork paper, and that'll probably make at least 2 hidden paper clips. I think I like this bit actually. That could be quite nice if I cut it that way. I'm just going to trim that down. And I can save that bit for another time. So again, like we did before, I'm just going to fold this kind of in half, so not actually in half. So I want to decide to want on the front and back. And one just slightly longer than the other. There we are. So I'm going to round those edges again. So I need another piece now to stick inside here again. I like this piece. It's already got a fold in it. I want to go. So I can try and match that up, but it doesn't really matter because it would be inside, so you won't see. I quite like this bit at the bottom hanging out, maybe. So I'm just going to line those up and then draw around it and cut that out. There we are. I could have just cut that straight actually and taken the edges off with the corner rounder, but that's fine. It's not really going to be seen. Okay, so I want actually to have the fold. So I want it so that that bit's going to be hanging out the bottom like that. So I want that to be the longer piece, longer edge, so longer side even. So I'm just going to put a mark here where that original line was. And then fold it. That is a bit long. We'll give it a trim after we've done it. So this one, I'm going to put the paper clip on. Like that. And I'm going to leave it peeking out a little bit this time, so it's not sitting right on top of the fold. So we've just got a little loop there, and because then we can use it to tie a ribbon to, or some beads or something. So same process as before. Glue all over the paper clip and stick it down with the washi tape. Before I stick this on, I'm just going to make a cut in the fold. I don't know if you can see the fold, it's there. And I'm just going to take a craft knife, and in the middle I'm just going to cut a little bit of a hole, and then I'm going to put the paper clip through that hole like that. And then I want some more glue, stick it down. Now I've done that, I absolutely hate that green next to that. Most of the time you won't see it because it'll be clipped over something, but I might just stick something over it because it's offending me. Perhaps a bit more purple, blue. Text under there. Yeah, I might put a little bit of that text. Width. There, that's better. I won't have sleepless nights about that one now. And then, so this side, I'm just going to do the same thing again. So I've just stuck a number on either side of that one because I feel like these papers are already quite kind of busy, this patchwork background. So I don't want anything that's going to hugely compete with that. And you can use these in a few different ways. So if I can find a blank page. You can slip it over the top like that. And then tuck a bit of ephemera into it, or several pieces of ephemera, or you could use it on the side of the page if you wanted to as well. You can use them as closures, so you could use it as a closure for an envelope or maybe for a folio or something like that. And you can use it actually as part of your ephemera as well, so you could hold several tags together, put them on the top of your tags or sideways across your tags. And this one, because it's got this hoop on the top now, this loop, you can put a piece of ribbon through there and use it as a bookmark. So you could move it around in your journal and bookmark it. So that's those two. And then the final one, so I want it to sit on the top here. And the trouble with this is that we have pages sewn into this. So it can't be like one of these because they will get in the way of the stitches, or the stitches will get in the way. So what I thought I'd do, so I'm going to grab a finished piece of paper. Let's take that off in a minute. So that's probably about the right width actually. take that piece, and I'm going to kind of start in the same way. So I would like that one, I don't know, to be probably about that depth. And so I'm just going to fold that. And I'm just going to cut that off like that. So they're both the same length at the moment. So we're going to change the shape of the back so that we avoid the stitches. So, and then I'm going to grab another bit as we did before, just to be our inside piece. Oh, look at that, nearly the same size. And just draw down there and cut that off. And then I'm going to take this piece and fold it in half and put the paper clip on it. Like that. And then with the small side facing me, I'm going to make a mark here, which is probably about 1.5 centimeters, something like that. Yeah, just under 1.5 centimeters. And I want to find the middle widthways. So what is this? It's about just over 3.5 centimeters. Makes it really difficult to work out, doesn't it? So it's about 36 centimeters. So I want halfway, so that'll be 18 centimeters will be the center. So there, looks about right. Right, and now I'm going to take the paper clip back off again, and I'm going to cut to that center point. From the corner, so you've got a triangle. And we'll go back to this one. Just tuck them in, tuck that one inside, and then I'm going to draw that triangle onto the paper and cut that out too. There we are. It doesn't matter, but ideally you want that one to be a little bit wider so it covers that one up. Should be all right. Okay, so I'm going to take the middle one again. So we've got that the white facing outwards, and I'm going to put the paper clip back on. It's not the paper clip, that was a bit bent. This one. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this. So I just need to be a bit more careful that I don't get anything on the back piece here. Right, so before I do that, I'm actually going to push that up again. So we've got the same, again, that little loop at the top. And so glue all the way around, bit of washi tape. There's not loads of room on there, and we won't really see this bit anyway, so I'm just going to put one little bit of washi tape on there. And then I'm going to put the glue all over that triangle. And grab this piece, and I need my craft knife again. And I'm going to cut that along the fold line again in the center. Just a little cut along there, and tuck paper clip through that hole. Like that. Line it all up and then squish it into place. And I've got glue everywhere. And there should be just enough room for it all to stick around the edges. Like that. And then I'm going to stick the top. So for this one, I've just put a little strip of colour there for a little pop of colour, and a fussy cut flower and a number. And then we can grab the journal and the dangle. And so I'm just going to slip that off there. And then tie it to this, the paper clip hanging out the top, and do a couple of knots in that, like that, so it's hanging over like that. And then I'm going to open up the journal and find the middle. So it's got 4 signatures, so or has it? How many signatures have I got? Yes, 4. Find the middle. And then I'm going to grab this, and so this pointed end just kind of slips in there and will sit between those 2 signatures and the stitches. And then when you close it back up, got a beautiful paper clip on the front, and it makes the dangle hang much better, I think, because it's higher up and it just looks much nicer, I think. So that's it. We've got our spine clip, and then we've got 2 more clips that we can use inside the journal. If you've enjoyed making these, please tap the like button because it really helps the channel. And if you're following along with me, I'll see you for the next project, and I'll stick a link to that on the screen once it's up and running. In the meantime, have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.